No shit, Sherlock. I got that.
That one. What is going on, everybody? Welcome. Actually, we don't have two people on, so we only have one. So yeah, all night long those will be on.
No shit. Stop talking and do your thing. Good
What
Lord,
is
help
going
us.
on, everybody? Welcome to the I Tap That Cigar Show, presented by Corona Cigar. I am your host, Kevin from Cigar Prop, and everybody knows Miss Jessica from Cigar Prop, also producer Jessica. Tonight, co-host Jessica.
Apparently, I'm multitasking.
So Jessica is co-host and producer Jessica. Kerr Viajante is under the weather, not feeling well, and our guest having a technical difficulties. So it will just be Jessica and I, unless our guest chimes in. I'm wondering if he thinks it's Central Time. You know, like the last one.
I have no idea.
So
all I know is that I am doing you a huge favor.
She's doing me a solid because she worked all day.
Yes.
And then now she's here
and
on camera.
I feel disgustingly dirty, so I do what I thought was a clean T-shirt. You told me I smelled, but it could be just because I'm smelly from work.
Yeah.
And I threw a hat on.
We will blame it on the T-shirt.
I'm gonna and this is the T-shirt I got from Karen Jen, which I like. It's very bright.
They sent her a smelly T-shirt.
No, it's me. It's me. I'm sure it's me.
So rude. As always, we're mentioning every single week in the video description below. Just bet Kevin will now be under. I will be. She, because instead of snapping from across the room, she'll be like, "Move it along, sir." So yes,
I'll just make you smell my armpit.
Yeah. Boston Jimmy's climbing Mount Fuji for autism awareness. So definitely check that link, and if you can donate anything, that would be super helpful. Let's get right into it. Then we'll get into the show. So if anybody has any comments, questions that they want to ask Jessica and I, this is kind of going to be, maybe it'll be a short show. I don't know. It's just going to kind of be an open mic night type of thing.
I'm already telling you all it's a short show.
Yeah.
I will make sure of that now. I mean, it is what it is. Are you going to do your
Yes, let's get into the CigarMedics humidimeter cut and light. Remember with the CigarMedics humidimeter, you'll always know when to hold them and know when to smoke them. Which George is messaging me? Oh, okay, that George. Different guy. Oh, so our guest. Yes. So with the, I don't think he has Facebook though. So with the CigarMedics humidimeter, did I already say that? I always know when to hold them and know when to smoke.
Kevin you need to take that off of some whatever.
What?
Zoom shit you have.
I have to have it to show.
Listen, you are very disorganized. I don't like it, and you're rambling. So I'm gonna take over for a minute while you're doing that. Do that for a second. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Super high, 77%. I know I gotta let these. You want to check yours?
I'll try mine. Oh, I haven't tried this new one.
Yeah, you gotta turn it on first. Yeah, that one goes off automatically.
Oh, that's cool.
Did you get that one from the Daniel Marshall humidor? Yeah, I missed. So you're at 55%, and that one I checked the Bovedas yesterday, and it is. It's my fault. I hadn't checked the Bovedas in a while, and that humidor sucks up moisture like a bear. And
I'll be lucky if I can smoke this.
So yeah, that's my fault. That's when you have a we've done the videos. I actually have been answering video questions today on the humidor. Oh, we need an ashtray over there to your right.
All right, just finish your story. Finish a complete sentence.
That's it. So, been getting some people on how to season Tupper doors and everything else. And I keep telling people, I go, you don't need to season Tupper doors. You don't need to season humidors, especially if you've got like an all plastic. A lot of people have been buying the New Airs. Everybody knows that we do the New Air unboxings. We love them. They're all plastic. They're all metal. And you don't need to season them. If you have a wooden humidor, especially if you have a, like my Daniel Marshall is all made out of all wood, solid cedar. It's got the tobacco staves on it. That humidor soaks up the moisture, and then it actually just bleeds it out into the room. Mm-hmm. So you actually got to keep up on the wooden ones a lot more. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I didn't keep up on it, and like I said, the Bovedas, which in a regular humidor, like a Tupper door will last like a year in a Tupper door. In a lacquered humidor that has like a piano finish where the moisture can't bleed through as much, Tupper door can last 3 months. In my Daniel Marshall, Boveda lasts a month and it will suck them dry. So, but anyway, it is what it is.
So can you tell me what you're smoking?
So what I'm smoking is 77% because I'm testing some of these cigars and they're smoking beautifully. Ash and Burn is a little wonky because of the high humidity level, but I just picked these up in Miami on Friday. This is the all new, which everybody here is a first to see them. It's hard to see because of the camera, but this is the all-new Laces Out. This is the Trash Panda Cigars exclusive from blended by James at Sinistro, rolled at Artista, formerly El Artista Cigar Factory by Ram Rodriguez. Is it Ram Rodriguez? It's Ram. Everybody just knows him as Ram. So, yeah, this is our brand new cigar. And I will tell you a story about a cigar because I remember, getting into the cigar review world. Like, how long has it been now since we've been doing like reviews and videos?
Over 6 years.
Over 6 years, and one thing,
almost 7.
Yeah, God, it's been that
It's a very long time.
That is crazy. I'm gonna pull the mic out just a little bit.
You don't have to do step by step like.
So tell everybody what I'm doing.
You don't need to tell everybody what you're doing step by step. It's very strange
almost 7 years ago. Oh, Dory says hi.
Hi.
One thing I said, and I said over and over again, I'll never lie to anybody. I'll never lie to you about a review. I'm not going to tell you to buy a cigar or buy a product because either A, someone sent it to me free or I'm making money on it. So one thing I want to be forthcoming about the cigar because I don't want it to get out because this is actually the second batch of these cigars that we had. We got in the first batch of cigars, a couple of them smoking absolutely phenomenal. They were just on fire. And then we got a couple that were not smoking well.
And then what we did was we really went through each bundle and just kind of separated and just picked like throughout, and it kept doing it.
Yeah, so we had 1,000 cigars in 20 in a 20 pack, bricks bundles. So we sliced open every single bundle.
No, not we.
Jessica sliced open every single bundle, pulled all the cigars out. We put them in an igloo cooler to spread them all out. And then, because the moisture was high. Same thing when you get cigars in from these factories, man, these moisture levels can be, almost 80%. They sit in the cool room as long as they can, but they're still in tropical jungles.
Right. And we did everything they said. We also opened the lid, let it air, then close it, air. We rotated, we moved. I mean, it was a long process.
It was a couple of month process of just seeing if we could get the cigars to age down, to smoke right. We did that, and then I sent some to some cigar friends of mine, media guys, and I'm like, hey, is it just me? Maybe I'm now overthinking and I'm freaking out. So same thing. I sent each of them a 5-pack. They'd get one good one, 2 good ones, and then 3 bad ones, or 3 bad ones.
Not bad. The construction, because they were moist, it would start to burn wonky, or it wasn't burning at all. You know, it wouldn't stay lit. I mean, the construction itself, the cigars didn't fall apart.
Yeah. So,
you know, they were very moist, and they just would not dry out. That's
it. So we got with the factory, and the factory's like, send them all back. Send every single one of them back,
in my opinion.
So we got them all back to the factory, and then they started going through them, you know, one cigar at a time. And then come to find out on the bad ones, it just ended up being a binder issue. Just had a bad run of some binders, and that's all it was. So they scrapped all 1,000, well, minus, you know, whatever, so they probably scrapped 950 cigars, just threw them away, ground them up, and that was it. And they put me at the front of the line, and a couple of months later, all the cigars are done again. And I can tell everybody that this is actually only the second cigar on the market today that uses a Dominican broadleaf wrapper. This is the same wrapper that James put on the Sinistro 10th anniversary cigar. It's a wrapper that Ram has grown. You know, everybody knows Ram grows a lot of tobacco, sells a lot of tobacco. So this is kind of like a little test crop that Ram's been growing. And the first person commercially using Dominican broadleaf wrapper, and I'm proud and excited to say that we have it.
So what did you name it?
So Laces Out. So if everybody I got the stickers like way over there. I don't know if anybody can see them since I'm in the office. Let me
and so part of with this cigar is we are printing what do you call them?
Rally towels.
Ooh, rally towels, and has the logo on it. Do you even have one in here?
Rally towel? I can go. Which camera is on?
The far away one.
So the far away one. I don't know.
Get it. Go ahead. Walk up to it.
Can you see it?
No, it's blurry as shit.
Blurry as shit. Let me go grab the rally towel. Actually, I got the bigger logo.
And now that he's ditched me, what's happening? Hello, everyone. Kevin went to go get the rally towel. We're doing an impromptu show since our guest was having difficulty, and I can't carry a show like Kevin, so you'll have to bear with me. Oh, he's back. Yay.
All right.
Good.
All right, flip it over to that other camera over
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, we'll just hit number one.
All right, here. Can we see the sticker? That's the sticker.
Yeah, you can see it. So there's a lot better image. So that is Laces Out. That's
my contribution. I print all of those.
Yes. So I am a huge fan of the Ace Ventura movies.
Yes. And who did that?
Laces Out,
no,
Dan.
Yeah.
So that's the.
That's what John just said.
What's that?
Pet Detective.
Pet Detective. Huge fan of that movie. So I definitely wanted to honor that movie and my favorite pro sports football team that I hope does not get irritated about maybe using some colors that are potentially trademarked.
He said, "Are those Miami Dolphin colors?"
I don't know. I don't know that team you're talking of, Manny.
No.
Are they?
I don't know. Maybe you'll, if you keep watching Oak Island.
Yeah. Stop it with your conspiracy theories, Manny. But yeah, so this cigar will be coming out soon. We got to get the moisture content down. It's going to take a couple of months, at least a month, because I want to get these down to under 70, 70%, so I can actually start, selling them.
Yeah.
So we're not.
But you are selling the other cigar.
We are selling our
real good trash.
Real good trash. The Cert Mythe Bruscar. So trashpandacigars.com. We have those. We also still have some vice versa from Fratello Cigars left. So that's the story. I didn't want. The one thing I was, and the people I sent the cigars to, I know that they're not going to say anything, it's like, oh, hey, we were testing. But what I didn't want to happen was, I didn't tell them we threw all the cigars away. And then we got some in, and then And then we started selling them. And I don't want to be, anybody thinking, oh, he is going to sell those crap cigars. Not crap cigars. I don't want to say that. Those cigars, because they were kind of hit and miss. So we just let them know that everything got
Listen, we are talking
destroyed.
About freaking tobacco.
I know.
I mean, it's not really, it's not that serious, folks. Like, you're going to get some good cigars. You're going to get some not so great cigars as far as the construction. It just happens. It is a handmade product.
It does, but
I'm just saying though, calm down.
With ones 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, that was not acceptable.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying, like, you obviously were never going to sell those.
No. So I'll be smoking these. I'm going to smoke probably 50 of them, and if I get one that has an issue, I'll be happy with that. So. What
we'll do is kind of like what we did before, is open it, take a little bit from each bundle and go from there. That way it's not from the same bundle.
That's it. That's what I want to do, is just being able to pick. So if there is maybe an issue with one, you'll never get one from the same bundle at all. So
can't find the
El Pulpo anywhere count. Really?
I know I saw it online. I was just looking it up the other day.
Let
me go on my phone and look real fast.
Yeah, go on your phone and because I can't remember, because I know Jeff at coronacigar.com.
It was I know the Viva La Vida was being sold online.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't know about the El Pupe.
So yeah, definitely
I just looked it up the other day.
Did you have a proper ceremony for the fallen cigars?
Yeah.
I did not.
It was called, we drove all the way back to Miami.
I drove all the way back to Miami.
And then we got treated by Abe from Smoke Inn at lunch. So that was our ceremony.
That was our ceremony.
And that was my birthday, the day before my birthday.
Yeah, he bought us a pho. I think is what we end up having.
So delicious.
So it was. Corona doesn't have them. I just ordered Viva La Vidas.
Yeah, see, I knew they had the Viva La Vidas. I didn't know.
And I know when they originally, I don't know how long they've been out, because I know right when they were released, like, everybody was clamoring to go and get those cigars. Like, everybody wanted them. Because
I see Luxury Cigar Club is selling them. Let's see if they're still for sale. Oh, they're sold out.
They're sold out. So I know they did one bat, the initial run, and like I said, they were just getting crazy reviews on those cigars. They made someone gave it like a 92, and that was on a pre-release. That wasn't even the actual cigar, and they may have sold out already.
Yeah, it looks like.
Wondering.
It looks like everywhere as I'm looking, every website says sold out.
So yeah, they may be sold out. I know they were only 10 count boxes. And to go with that, I can't remember. I think I did a video when I smoked one last week or 2 weeks ago.
Sold out?
Yeah, sold out. Some people have said, hey, they're not being made by AJ Fernandez anymore, and they are. So what the confusion on some people is that they're not AJ's not doing the distribution anymore. So they only had a 5-year agreement when they first hooked up with AJ to with doing the cigar, the Viva La Vida. So after 5 years, they assumed after 5 years that they would know enough to be able to handle their own distribution, which they've learned. So they're doing their own distribution, but it is still a cigar made by AJ Fernandez. One of the few cigars that AJ puts his name on the box, and he puts his name on the band. So but that cigar is absolutely fire. I love
a
that
great cigar. And right now I've gone to 8 different websites, and they're all sold out.
So it just must be that initial run.
Okay, this one has it. This one is B&B International Cigars.
Oh, I wonder if that's different from B&B Cigars. So, because I know you got B&B, but I'm not sure of B&B International.
So it's B as in boy, N as in Nancy, B as in boy, cigars.com.
Okay.
Go there.
So go there.
It's showing that they're for sale.
Okay.
There's nothing saying it's out.
Oh, right on. So if you want to try those, head over there. If you want to try just the regular Viva La Vida, head over to Corona Cigar.
I love pretty much everything AJ as well.
Everything. I wouldn't say I like everything AJ makes. AJ definitely has a taste profile that when you smoke an AJ, you kind of know you're smoking an AJ. Yeah. But this one, the Viva La Vidas, absolutely fantastic.
No, we're not talking about the Viva La Vidas.
No, Viva La Vidas and the El Pulpo. But if you haven't tried the Viva La Vida, go code prop10 at coronacigar.com.
Yeah, they're selling them on Corona for the Viva.
Yep. And speaking of Corona Cigar, Jessica, you've been the manager at the new Corona Cigar Sarasota.
One of the managers, not the manager.
She's the manager.
Yeah, no, and I wouldn't want to be. Anything.
Yeah. How long you been there now?
Well, so as far as them opening or before opening?
Let's go.
It's been almost 3 months.
Okay.
Total, of getting it all set up, learning how to literally fill a cigar lounge. That is how I started. It was empty, and I got to learn how that all works, and that's a lot. It's a lot. I give anyone a credit who's ever opened a lounge, started a lounge. It's a little overwhelming to say the least. There's a lot that's takes place. I mean, put aside the fact that they built all of that. Everything was custom built too. All the shelving, everything, all the facings for the cigars. Holy cow. It's a lot of work. So I got to go in before we open. Well, we kind of still aren't really open. It's kind of like a soft opening because they still haven't done the grand opening yet. But it's been about 2.5 weeks now since the bar side's been open. So, it's been a huge learning experience, but it's beautiful. It's like one of the most beautiful bars ever. God.
It is a beautiful establishment. Yeah. It is downtown Sarasota.
And this particular Corona, this is kind of like the first of its kind. All the Coronas have lockers, but this one has what they call a VIP lounge. So the lockers are upstairs and it's like a different experience for locker members.
So it's the El Septimo VIP lounge. Which is upstairs and beautiful, huge.
And that's still not completely done yet either. It's
not. That's not all done yet?
No, they still have some of the bar tweaks to do. They're still building more lockers, but they're also got some displays that have to go up there and everything. So it's not that it's not done in the sense it's usable, but it's not 100% where they want the look that they're going for. So it's been interesting watching how everything is transpiring and changing and all the stuff that they keep adding. Because I walked in, there was another display case the other day, and I was like, oh my God, where'd this one come from? So it's cool to see it come together.
And then you're getting a peek behind the scene. You're seeing how the sausage is made.
It's definitely, this part of the cigar industry is, if anyone's ever obviously worked in a lounge, they would understand what I'm talking about. It's definitely eye-opening. You're learning a lot, and also it's pushing me outside my comfort zone too, as far as learning about cigars in a different way. Yeah, because I can talk about all day of what I like, but it's not about what I like. It's about when these customers come in, some of them don't have a clue about cigars. They just want to try one. And I don't want to push my personal opinion on them, In
the words of the great Joe Dirt, it's not about you. It's about the consumer.
It is. And it's funny though. I did not realize how many men use a V-cut. I always thought that was guys are always V-cuts for a girl, or it's not I don't want to V-cut my cigar. Almost all the men there V-cut their cigars,
and they having you V-cut,
and they want me to light their cigars, which is new to me too. I'm like, what? I'm like, you trust me to cut your cigar
and light it?
Oh my God! Watch your face.
But I think guys want pretty girls to cut their cigars. They want them to. Whatever,
It's not just me. They let everyone cut their cigar and light it that works over there. I'm just the only female that works on the cigar side.
Yeah.
Which is another interesting feel for me.
And you're the only female.
I'm the only female on the cigar side, and I'm the only female manager.
At any Corona.
No, I think there's a couple at the Orlando one.
Are there?
One or two. Somebody was telling me. I think there's 2 or 3 sales associates, or there has been, especially over over time. But yeah, it's not like usually the bar side is where all the females.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I've only seen other than some male barbacks. I haven't seen.
No, we have male barbacks. I mean,
somebody's got to keep the bar running. Somebody's a man in there somewhere.
Listen, we all have chipped in. Trust me, we lug stuff around. We haul up and down stairs and lift a lot of heavy liquor. It's a whole team. You know, all hands on deck. You don't get to just be like, it's not my job. No. Yeah. If they need help, you do it. And like, I'm not help on the bar side, except for I can load the dishwasher for you. You're welcome. And if somebody asked me for any kind of alcohol, I'd be like, water? Sure. Yeah. I heard water. Would you like water? Let me get you some water.
Now the one thing I found funny, and you sent me a picture and I didn't post it, but I did send it to Pete Johnson. And I said, Jessica would really appreciate if you started putting cellophane on all your cigars.
I did not. Are you
the ones you were barcoding?
Why would you tell it? First off, that's one of the things. Listen.
That's what Ronnie bitch is about.
Listen, I appreciate the cigars. I do. But when you have to put pricing on certain cigars, that has a lot of different codes that they have to, go by. It gets a little daunting. And then you don't want to ruin the cigar because that cigar has nothing, no band, nothing to adhere to this.
Not a tatuaje, yeah.
No. And there's a lot of them. So, yeah. But yeah, why would you tell him that, you piece of shit?
Yeah, I forgot I never told you that.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure he was like, fuck her.
No, he just came, he just like the laughing, crying face. And he's like, suck it, Jess.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, it's funny because people always come in and ask us, oh, where's your, what price are these cigars? Literally, they're on the cigar. You just have to pick the cigar up. We just don't put it on box. I mean, it's just, we go through boxes. You constantly, sell through stuff. So you're not going to price it on the box. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting. You have any other questions about? I'm trying to answer the best I possibly can.
Yeah, without giving away anything.
Because it's not something like I want to be like too open about. I mean, it's my job and I do take it serious and I want to be respectful. Obviously everyone has like issues at their job, but I will say for the most part, I mean, the only issue that I really have is that, we're still not fully like, getting that traffic that I'd like to see, but that's not like a negative. It's just, it's still new, and I'm sure they would like to see the traffic more. I mean, the bar side is obviously a little bit of a different animal than the cigar side. The cigars kind of in a sense sell themselves. There are people who come in, they know what they want. They get it and they go sit down, they drink at the bar. And the bar is, if anyone's ever been to a Corona or knows anything about Corona, is, I mean, just the different whiskeys and bourbons that they are. I mean, just the experience you get from the alcohol side. I mean, the cigar experience is amazing too, but the alcohol side, oh my God. It is hands down one of the coolest, most freaking awesomest bars I've ever seen.
Yeah. And they got bottles, they got $50 bottle of bourbon. They got $50,000 bottle of bourbon.
Yeah, they got,
they've got rums that my favorite Bacardi, which is $20 a bottle.
Your favorite Bacardi.
And then they've got, bottles of rum that are hundreds of dollars. So, I mean, that's what I like about.
Not a lot of those guys are into the rums, Kevin. I'm not gonna lie. They like their whiskeys.
Yeah. So Tampa, sir, I was talking to Aaron up there once, and I guess Tampa goes through some rum. I guess there's a rum crowd that goes through there.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. It's
and also it's an interesting experience because downtown Sarasota is just like this really cool, artsy, really like up and coming development now, because it never used to be like as popular as it is now. And it's just, I mean, there's so much to do there. I mean, you have the museum there, you have a lot of art galleries, you have a lot of restaurants, you're not far from like the water, the beach. I mean, just any
it is per capita, it is the number one or number two of the richest cities in the state of Florida.
Yeah,
as in per capita. So
yeah, there's some money there.
They got crazy money, there. So
yeah, but so far I will say all the customers that have come in, I have not come across someone who's been anything but actually really kind and good. There's been a few, I'm sure, but when I've been working, it's just been really great people.
I'll tell you, like I said, it's just the cigar lounge in general. I remember I was up at Corona Cigar Tampa, which is another high-end area that it's in. And I was there, I don't know, maybe a year ago, and or maybe a little bit less. And I did one of my unboxings from up there because I wanted to go up and see Tommy anyways, and see Cigar Santa when he was Mark when he was there. And so I sat down and had a cigar to begin with. There's only one other person in the lounge, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I sat a couple chairs down from him, just smoking my cigar, and we kind of struck up a conversation, and we started talking about plumbing or something. And so I can't remember what we were doing here. I needed to replace something. And he's like, hey, if you need any help, like here's one of my cards, and I'm like, oh, are you a plumber? And then comes to find out he owns the largest plumbing company.
Oh my God.
In Tampa. And yeah, he's got like 100 trucks and a ton of employees, but we were just talking, and the amount of money this guy must be worth, but it wasn't anything. It was just, hey, if anything I can do for you, give me a call, see if I can help you out. And
that's nice.
But that's what you meet in a cigar lounge. You meet these people with money. Remember Tug from the other lounge? Tug was worth $100 million. Yeah,
I don't pay attention to that stuff,
I know, and I had known him for like a year. Yeah. And then someone said something about money. He's like, "Oh, do you know how rich he is?" But it never came out.
And that's like kind of the vibe I get too. Is a lot of these people, they're just down to earth. They are not there to like be like, "Hey, serve me."
Yeah,
like I am the best human being on the planet. Everyone's just been so awesome. And like we're already getting regulars. Like there are people come in. We know each other's names now. It's been nice. I still am like just unsure how much I'm going to like retain from certain things, because there's just that the cigar side is intense. I don't know anything about the bar side. Hopefully I get some training just for my own knowledge too. Like it would be cool to learn some stuff, but I got enough on my plate with the cigar side.
You do pick it up. I was the manager of a bar, and I never bartended before.
Yeah, I'm not trying to learn that.
So I learned how to manage a bar and learned how to make drinks. And
it's as easy as if somebody asked for some beer. We don't have like it on tap. It is in a bottle, so that's like.
Oh, you guys don't have any taps?
No, not for beer. They just. Have it.
I don't know. Now that you say that, does any Corona have?
I don't think so. At least I don't know. That I can't answer. I don't know the answer to that. But yeah, so that's easy. I could be like, boop.
Yeah.
Here you go.
There you go.
Also learning, like watching, the bartenders make stuff, and like, you kind of do pick up on some stuff, but there's a precise science to everything that, how much they have to pour, how much, and it's a lot.
Well, it is,
it's a lot to remember.
I would, so I've used the analogy of chili before with a cigar, but I had used that before as well when I was eventually training new bartenders that come in, making a drink. Like, so I was the only one at my bar that could make a Long Island iced tea. Everybody else that made one, you always tasted one dominant more alcohol than there. And that's like a good chili. You can't really taste like the tomatoes, the beans, the jalapenos.
But it all comes together.
They all comes together, and you consume this one homogeneous mixture. And that's the same thing with
that's a popular drink order.
So, when I was up at in Philly this past weekend on the event, they made me a Bacardi and Diet, and the girl, they had issues with my first one. Their card reader was down, so this on my second drink they came through, and she's like, "Oh, I poured it a little heavy for you." And I told her, I'm like, well, I didn't tell. I wanted to say, I don't want it poured heavy because I like that perfect mixture of Bacardi, Diet Coke,
she acted like she was
lime.
doing you a solid.
Yeah, and by giving me a little bit more Bacardi, and then it was just too overpowering. It was just all Bacardi.
Then you're like, can I get a side of Diet?
Yeah, can I get a side of Diet? And it's just like, it's the same thing with a cigar. When it's made perfectly, it's hard sometimes to pick out, that one flavor note, unless it's a dominant one like chocolate or coffee.
I mean, the other cool thing is there's a lot of the bourbon and whiskey groups and stuff, like will be coming. They go to the other Corona. So
yeah, I was wondering if Aaron's going to bring his group down.
So there is a Sarasota group.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. So I think they've already been a couple times. They do some stuff. So that's really been interesting too, to learn like what that's all about, So there's definitely, this is going to be probably a great education and learning experience. Obviously, I don't want to like say, oh, I'm going to leave. Like that's not what I mean. I don't know like what the future holds, but I'm learning a lot and I'm enjoying it. And that's, I think, what's important.
Yeah. Aaron threw me under the bus last time I saw him up at the Corona Tampa. He was there with his the whiskey and bourbon, or whiskey club, bourbon club. I forget which one. Mm-hmm. It could be both. And then each event that they have up there, since Jeff and Corona Cigar is so well known in that community, there's always a bourbon rep, whiskey rep, Scotch rep, whatever, that comes in for the club meetings. Mm-hmm. They'll bring a sample for the guys to try. And so she was giving out samples, and then she goes to hand one to me, and Aaron goes, "Oh, he's a Bacardi guy," and like poo-pooing me. And she goes, "There's nothing wrong with that." She's like, "If that's what he likes, why can't he drink what he likes?" And I'm like, "Praise Jeebus. Suck it, Aaron."
Okay, did you check out Ashton in Philly?
I was there for one,
like less than a day.
Less than a day. What is this?
That's a good point.
I think I smoked cigars with homeless senators.
Homeless, comma.
Okay, sorry. I'm reading at an angle. I'm like, homeless senators, lawyers, union, pipe fitters, cigar smokers don't care what you're worth, only what you are smoking. The whole world needs a cigar right now. I agree. Like I said, when we were smoking with Tug, who rich beyond rich. I'm a mechanic. Lawn Care Dave, who passed away last year. And it was just Preacher Joe and all of these guys, and nobody cared, but the one thing that Tug needed, he needed to have his car worked on. He needed to have his lawn done, so even the rich guys, they still needed, they still need us. And then they gave us financial advice. Hey, this and that. So it was it's nice. Like you said, they don't care.
All right. So you want to talk about what you did?
Yeah, that was the battleship thing. So I left, I wasn't going to go. And then a lot of people started commenting, hey, we're going to miss you. And then I started helping Evan promote the event. And I started going through my photos from last year and seeing some of the videos that I did to help promote it. And I remember it just being a fantastic of an event as it could have been, since I was on crutches and had a knee brace on.
First off, amen to that, because you are the worst person to travel with.
If you go through
and it was more horrible to travel with Kevin when he was injured, and I wanted to shoot myself.
If you go through through the photos, you're going to see one guy that had a knee was on crutches, and I go, brother, I feel your pain. I go,
I feel you.
I was here last year with crutches, and I go. And then my wife hated the sound. She said I sounded like the Terminator.
No, that's not what I hated. It was by that point I was over driving your ass around anywheres, like over just you being you for a minute, and I was like done. So so going to that was like it was a lot. There was a lot happening.
I'm needy enough.
You are, and then throw that on top.
You put crutches on me, and then throw a knee brace on me.
And then you complain, like I'm doing you a favor. I'm getting you places, and you had the audacity to complain about my driving.
Oh, and then then that night I wore the shoes that you hated, and it took you like 5 minutes to get the shoes on me because I couldn't get my own shoes on, and then you're like shoving them on me, and my knee is hurting.
Yeah, I did not feel bad, not one bit.
Those shoes were brutal. So I decided to go up. So I flew out. So I drove to Miami and back Friday, which is a 3.5 hour drive each way. And then got to bed early, got up at the airport, flew out like 7 a.m. Saturday morning. And I flew back in like at 10 a.m. Sunday morning. So it was just a one night thing. And of course I fly Delta. So we got everything's a stop in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do Delta.
So yeah, but I like Delta.
Yeah, I know, because
you're a point. Then they can.
You can keep flying.
I'm a
Delta.
silver medallion member now, so I get free upgrades.
I don't know what that even means.
I don't know what that means either. They just told me that.
I just remember Kevin lied to me too, because he was like, "Oh, we get to go in the Delta Lounge." That never happened.
Oh, they changed it. So my Delta American Express gold card, they added a new card, like their new aluminum card that is actually made part of a Boeing 747 or 777.
Yeah,
so that gets you in the lounge. So they dropped the gold card. So now the gold card doesn't get me in the Sky Lounge anymore.
I don't know what's going on, but you have literally rocked this computer 20 million times.
It's because it's sitting funky on there, but they can't see it.
Well, it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, because they're stationary. So yeah, we can't get in the.
Well, anyway, so
plus I don't want to upgrade my.
How would you compare the event from last year to this year?
Well, I had more fun because I was able to tour the ship.
Oh, yeah, more fun because
I was able to tour the ship. No, I actually texted Kerr, and I'm like, I really would have loved to have him with me. Not that I wouldn't want to love to have you.
Yeah, listen, I don't care.
It's touring the ship. It's that history of the ship. There were a couple times, because it's a self-guided tour, and then there are tour guides along the way that will explain like what the gun turret does. So they'll spend like, what's that? Delta Lounge and V-Gates in. Yeah.
Kevin's not it.
Not it. Plus, I don't want to upgrade. So the next one up, I got to pay $550 a year to upgrade my card to the next card that gets me in the Sky Lounge. And I can't eat or drink 12 hours, 18 hours before I fly, or I will throw up everywhere. I get motion sickness.
Which is so bizarre.
So the Sky Lounge, you get free drinks and free food. Other than that, you get a comfier chair, which would have been nice. I know that's what I want is a comfier chair. So we take the tour. Like I said, half self-guided. A couple spots they do have a tour guide. Mm-hmm. They'll spend 10 minutes with you, and then because you really don't understand what you're looking at, and then you keep going on your self-guided tour. But there was a couple times I got really emotional because it is the most decorated battleship in naval history, reactivated 3 times after being decommissioned. And then you see things like dents in these buildings, and they tell you what that dent is from. And then you see the conditions that they're in. Like she was explaining, how the boilers worked. And there was one guy, and his job was to watch this gauge and open up this valve and making sure the gauge floated, so there was water. But that was his whole job. That's all he did for his entire shift. And it's 100 degrees in there. Oh, everybody's sweating. The noise is deafening of the ship. And it's like, this is what this guy did, not only during his whole career or time on the ship, but in the heat of battle. I mean, this is the USS New Jersey. It saw some serious battle. So as the ship is rocking back and forth, being fired upon, firing itself, this guy, it was 2 guys side by side. They each had their own boilers, had to maintain that water temperature, that water level, so they could create steam. So the next guy could fire the cannons, and that was another thing. Just learning, they showed they had replicas of all the shells, and like the shell was the armor piercing shell was 1,800 pounds for this shell that was probably 4.5 feet tall, maybe 3 feet in diameter. And then they showed you the powder, so it's they call it like a pig. It's a powder. It's probably maybe 2.5 to 3 feet long, maybe 2 feet in diameter. So like this by like this, it weighs 110 pounds. And they put 6 of those into the cannon with a shell. So they fire 660 pounds of gunpowder.
That's crazy.
To lob a shell up to 23 miles away. And it was fantastic. And then just looking at this computer they had, you call it a computer. It was this wall of switches.
And, you showed me, because that was the first thing I asked you. I said, okay, when you did the tour, did they take you in a room with all the switches, and did you touch one? And you said, they did, but I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, the first thing they said, please don't touch anything. So
because I knew instantly if it had any kind of gears or anything. How you feeling, Kerr?
Hey,
hope you're feeling better.
Hopefully, at least you're laying down smoking a cigar, not laying down throwing up still.
I don't think he's smoking a cigar. Yeah. I think he's probably just resting.
Yeah, I think cigar makes the stomach bugs better.
Oh, does it? Does it, Kevin?
Probably not. See, the only time my family doctor, Doc Reed, ever a couple times I had a strep throat or the flu or a cold or something like that, and he goes, "Hey, try and give it at least a week with no cigars," So, but I don't think I ever make it a week. So yeah, so it was awesome seeing the ship. It was awesome seeing all the mechanics, the prop shaft, the propeller shaft coming through. It's just giant. I mean, it had to have been 8 feet in diameter, going through these massive bearings and just going through the whole length. As you look at one, and it was just going through every single wall of the ship. It was just mind-boggling that they built this in the 30s, 40s, and they had this technology for these I want to say ancient computers, but they circumnavigated the world. They had all these firefights, all these battles, and you think up top, because you see the movies of with the latest one, Tom Hanks, Grey Wolf.
Oh, well, we watched that one.
And he's giving all these commands and telling them to fire the cannons at whatever. But we learned how that works. Everything is fired down below. Everything is being transmitted through these bells and these phones that are activated, powered by your voice.
Thank you. Someone else noticed.
So
I know it's so exciting.
It was, and it was just it was a really cool piece of history.
I'm glad you actually got to do that, because that sounds awful to me.
It was amazing. It was the smells of old metal, which was awesome.
I mean, not that it's awful. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the history and stuff. It's just I don't know. That's not my thing. That's your thing. You like that kind of stuff. Now, if it was a cool castle or fort of some sort, I don't know. I like architecture, structure.
And I like
more for history than
that's why I said Kerr and I.
Yeah.
We probably could have toured that ship for 6 hours.
Well, Graham would have enjoyed it too, and Graham took my parents when they went to visit him in North Carolina.
To
the other battleship there in Wilmington.
Okay, did they take him to the Airborne Museum?
Yeah, he took him to the Airborne, but that's in Fayetteville. This was the other battleship that they have there in Wilmington, and he took them there to that, and so yeah, I'm sure they enjoyed it.
So yeah, awesome. It was fun. I wish Kerr was there with me to appreciate that.
See, he wish he could have been there too.
But yeah, it was and then at the end of that long day, we got to sit underneath the 3 giant, just monster cannons.
Yeah, I will say, when we went to the Red Meat Lovers Club event, I mean, that last year, it was amazing. It was really a cool experience to be on the battleship, and then just smoking cigars and eating good food and mingling and talking to people. And then when they got to shoot the cannon, that was freaking awesome. Yes, USS North Carolina. Thank you, Christopher.
But the only hiccup that we had was about 90 minutes before the event. So I still hadn't had a cigar all day. A castle that a castle that travels on water with a shit ton of cannons. Yes, damn it. So about 90 minutes before the event, they had a tent set up with a bunch of tables inside the tent. It was covered. And I decided to light up a cigar. I'm like, all right, so I'm smoking. We're pretty much done all setting up. So this guy comes up to, I don't know what his job on the ship is, whatever. He's not the captain. And I wanted to go up to him at one point and go, look at me. I'm the captain now. He says, there's no smoking underneath the tent. And Evan and Steve Saka, who's right beside me, go, what now? Yeah, there's no smoking. We got a small 10 by 10 area for you guys to be smoking tonight.
Yeah, it's not going to happen with 300 people.
Evan goes, there's 300 cigar smokers coming tonight. Like this is a cigar event. And they're like, yeah, no, that was just the deal you made with the
which is
whoever.
Can't be true because last year it wasn't like that.
It wasn't, and I'm trying to tell the guy, like, the event last year was such a success. It was such a great event. Evan didn't ask if we could come back. They asked the Red Meat Lovers Club. This event was amazing. Can you guys come back next year and do it again? Evan goes,
just to put this out there,
damn right.
The money that's raised from this event all gets donated to the battleship.
Yeah, every penny
of it,
thousands of dollars.
It's literally not anything they're making money off of. So like the battleship benefits 100%.
Yeah, so
100%.
So there was a big brouhaha over that. They're all, Evan's on the phone yelling at the guy.
Well, whatever. They're having a conversation.
So he comes in, all the tables, everything's set up underneath the tent, and he just like break it all down, move it outside. So we moved all the tables outside, set everything back up. Which was I think a lot of people, because it was on we were still on the day. It just wasn't covered.
It looked a little breezy. And so
it was a little breezy.
It looked nice. Like it was comfortable. Because like maybe underneath, that's what I'm saying. Underneath maybe would have been a little more stifling. So maybe it was a win anyway. But it was just the fact that I feel like what, Evan was able to do last year and even this year and like what his contribution is like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a crap move for someone who didn't like realize like, hey, yo, like, and that's a problem now.
And at the end of the night, so even like Cigar Craig Vanderslice was there. He had said, he goes, if you never would have told us there was an issue, he goes, we wouldn't have known. He goes, this was a fantastic event.
Which, here comes Kevin with his big mouth telling everyone.
No, Evan was telling people.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying you're now telling everyone.
Yeah. But they said, we never would have known.
I don't think this is a reflection though on the Battleship New Jersey though, because because we don't know exactly what kind of planner, like who was in charge of that aspect. That's not please still always support stuff like this. That's important.
We don't know what.
I wouldn't want anyone not to like, keep supporting the battleships or any kind of place that, keeps our history going. Cause you just don't want to put that out there.
The crew, the staff that was working,
I mean,
they were so friendly. Everybody chipped in. Like I said, we got everything moved. It was a fantastic event. They had the three guys and a gal from the local New Jersey Navy recruiting station that was there. So
that's right. They got presented.
So
knives,
Evan
correct?
Presented them with chef knives, which with the engraving of the Red Meat Lovers Club, and it was funny when the knives were ordered. Evan was talking with his knife guy because they were like really nice knives. Mm-hmm. And Evan learned that the knives were made with Japanese steel. And he goes, "Whoa, that's a little ironic there." That they're not ironic, but so the guy.
What was the alternative? So
the guy says the alternative is we could have used German steel, and Evan's like, "Well, the Jew in me says no to that."
Yeah.
So
I love Evan for that. It's awesome.
So they were presented with Japanese steel.
What's up, Derek?
Hey, what's going on, Derek? Love you too, man.
Aww.
So it was a great event. So I'm gonna move on to Derek. Let's move on to Derek. I got another. So the Red Meat Lovers Club event, fantastic event. Had a great time. If you've never been to an event, it's insane. The amount of
that's what I say.
Presented.
Just the Red Meat Lover Club's event. There's so many different kinds that Evan does. I mean, if you ever do kind of come across and get a chance, do it once. You won't regret it.
That's it. So the last Red Meat Lovers Club event I was at was in Tampa. So we were outside doing the event, and Brutus the Barber Beefcake actually shows up to Corona, Tampa, and just like walks inside just to go inside and grab a cigar. Somebody recognized him and, told Evan. So Evan went out and got him and like, "Hey, come sit with us. You're our guest for the night." And it was super cool. I took a picture from afar and sent it to Derek. I know Derek's a wrestler as well. And Derek comes back with, "Oh, tell so-and-so." I said, and I can't remember his real name. It wasn't Brutus, But he says
Derek could probably tell us what his real name is.
So well, he told me that, and he goes, "Go tell him I said hi." So I'm like, "There's no fucking way Derek knows Brutus the Barber Beefcake." So I'm like, "I'm gonna call him out." And so I went to Derek's Facebook page, and I got
Ed. His name's
Ed. So I pulled up a picture. Brutus is with his lady there, and I go, "Hey, I hate to interrupt. A friend of mine wanted me to tell you hi." And I showed both of them his picture, and they both like, "Oh my God, Derek! We love Derek." And I was like, "Oh, how's Derek doing? Is he here?" And they're like telling me like these stories about Derek. I'm like,
This is how broad of a person Derek is. Derek actually messaged me one day on Facebook, asked me how I knew this guy Jason Sanders, and I was like, "Oh, he used to be my boss." Because he was in the wrestling world, and Derek knows him. So like, it's such a small universe. But I was like, yeah, Jason used to be my manager for years. Like, and I love Jason; he's awesome. But Derek knew him.
Yeah, so
so I just thought that was like, that's funny that you're like,
it was great, and that was my end. So me knowing Derek, I'm like best friends with Brutus the Barber.
Oh yeah.
Now. So yeah, and then he's like, you want to get a picture? He goes, let's get a picture so you can send it to Derek.
Oh my God, that's
awesome. So it was awesome. And then so they've invited Brutus, Ed Leslie, to a couple of the Red Meat Lovers Club events as
that's cool. That's neat.
Guy. And then I got a new title.
Oh, what's your new title?
So at the Red Meat Lovers Club event, I finally got a title with the group.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me what the title was.
So my new title is, let me see, I forget what it is. I got to get a card. Oh, that's what I got to do. I got to get cards made with my new title.
Did you forget your title already?
I did. Director of Weights and Measures. So they were auctioning off some brisket from pastrami from Katz's Deli, and Evan's holding it up, and Evan's a monster, bench presses like 550. So he's holding up this bag, and it's like 2 ounces, he's like, whatever. So I'm holding it up.
He's like dangling. He's not holding. He's like,
so I do a lot of shipping. So I'm like 7.5 pounds. So you auction off another one, I'm like 4.5 pounds.
But no one can like say, oh, if you were right or
not.
No,
they don't know. They don't know if I'm right or
sure.
wrong. So I'm director of weights and measures now.
Okay.
So that's my new title. I'm getting I got to get some cards made. With that.
Why do you say we as if I'm part of that? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't want any part of that. That's all you.
So yeah, it was a fantastic event. All the events for the Red Meat Lovers Club, just absolutely fantastic. And this cigar is absolutely killing it. Even with a high, you can see it's burning.
Yeah, it's
almost
burning
rock
pretty good.
Solid. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
You want to know a secret? I haven't tried any of Kevin's cigars. Not one of them. Not even the real good trash. I haven't smoked one.
It took you how many years to smoke an FSG?
Only because I have oppositional defiance disorder. It's
ODD.
Yeah, I do. I have it full force with Kevin.
So I'm all about the FSG for years. It was my number one cigar.
Listen, first off, I did smoke stuff with FSG, the American, and then the Corona 20th anniversary was like my number one cigar for a long time. I love.
But you'd never smoked.
I didn't want to because you are like, Kevin's like a joy kill about things. Like if I ever show that I like something, all of a sudden Kevin has to do it bigger, better than anyone I know, including me. He's very competitive for like the weirdest shit. And like, so you can't deny that I'm right. You do that a lot.
I get more followers on Instagram.
No. It has nothing to do with followers. This isn't an Instagram thing. This is 7 years of you, Kevin. 7 years of your shit. You do this for every little thing. It's like, oh, she showed an interest. I gotta show her how it is really done. So when he gets obsessive with something, I just veer away from it because you make it unfun for me. It's not enjoyable to be around you. So I just didn't smoke it for the longest time. And then, but obviously I had it when we went to the bar. I mean, I've smoked FSG, but I never smoked a lot of the stuff or this FSG a lot.
Yeah.
And then I was finally like, all right. Like I'll start smoking some more FSGs and doing that. And like I did a whole thing. And actually the one that I really enjoyed the most was the farm rolled.
Yeah, because we went to why did we spend all day at Corona that day and we were smoking the cigars?
It was basically like a whole day of like FSG. Like it was like a weekend. We did like a whole, but I pretty much tried a bunch of other ones that I hadn't tried, and the Farm Rolled by far was like one of my most favorite cigars.
It was absolutely absolutely fantastic. And the first batch, the first run of the Farm Rolls that they did originally, they were okay. They weren't, but they made a larger ring gauge, a little bit longer, and now the Farm Rolls. Yeah,
we haven't displayed them yet because we have to put them in a box, and we hadn't gotten a box yet that will fit them. But they're labeled to be able to sell. So some guy came in and was asking about a couple different FSGs, and I was like, "You want to try a Farm Rolled?" And he smoked it. And he said it was freaking fantastic. I'm like, "Yeah, it's a great cigar.
Absolutely,
it really is." But yeah, I definitely will do opposite of Kevin a lot because he will suck my joy. And I don't think you do it consciously sometimes. I just think it's just in your nature to be like, oh, it's something that's fun and interesting, but you make it unfun and you don't even realize you're doing it. So I just veer opposite. That's why also too, I think I smoke a lot. Like I have my own style of cigars of like my choices and stuff, and they're way different than yours. You're a creature of habit.
I am.
And I am not. I like doing different things and trying new things.
Yeah, because it was the reviews got me burned out for a long time of trying.
You did that to yourself.
Trying new stuff. It was.
We can't wait to see you too, Derek. When are you coming? When are you coming back?
Yeah, we'll have to meet him up at the new Corona Sarasota.
Yeah.
For sure. It was just for 4 years, I did cigar reviews, and for like 3 of those years, I was doing 4 to 5 reviews a week. I was always smoking something different, and I wasn't always happy, just smoke. There were times where I wanted to smoke my regular and I couldn't because I had to do a review. I had to get content out.
I was going to stop you there, though. That's the mentality I'm talking about, though. Like, do you see how, like, there's no joy in that? Why would I want to be a part of that? It's like, that's toxic to me. It's like, nope. Can't be that way and never will be that way. That's you choosing though to be that way. I don't really feel bad for you. None of you should feel bad for him.
No, it got to the point where I stopped. I'm like, what?
Good. You made a good choice.
We're done with the reviews. I'm not doing them anymore. Because there's so many good reviewers out there, better reviewers than me, like Tim Long.
First off, everyone can review. It's not like but there are some who just have a knack for being able to describe things, explain things. They have a good presence about them, and that's awesome. And that's the kind of stuff people should gravitate towards to watch and learn and stuff. But when you're in this like a cigar community and family, and you have all of that, I mean, everyone's giving you a review if you like it or not. You know what I mean? People are always discussing what they like about a cigar, what they don't like, and all this stuff. And that is a review. It's just not being filmed and showed to the
it's filming, it's editing, and it was
so there's a big difference.
Yeah, it was a 7 day a week job. What's the Kerr's comment there?
You lose the
enjoyment when you do that many reviews and you being a perfectionist.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. You lose the fun of smoking. I remember when we had Charlie Minato on the show a while ago. I think he said it, that he doesn't. He's burned. I mean, he doesn't. He just still does great reviews. Charlie's probably the best in the industry. Him and Patrick. Charlie's a little bit more picky. That's why people want Patrick to review their cigars because they know they'll get at least 1 point higher than Charlie.
But he wants the truth, right?
Yeah, but he's burned out, and from doing all that, and that's the way I was getting. So then I spent all of 2020. Just smoking all my regulars, all the stuff that I missed, smoked hundreds of Dunbartons, hundreds of Drew Estates. I was cool though.
Yeah, once upon a time.
I was
what was cool? Him being in the garage with me doing laundry and pissing people. People would get so mad.
Oh yeah. Oh, the dryer's going off. I hear that thing spinning up like at warp speed.
Yeah.
So, but
and like honestly, like I know. Like I'm glad someone said love the banter. I hope people do realize like a lot of times, like I'm really not that mean to Kevin. I know I come off sometimes being really mean to Kevin. But people used to also make comments about how they did not like me at all. And I was like, all right, well, I know I'm not for everyone, but like, like the cursing. Like some guy was like, "Oh, it's so gross that you curse." I'm sorry, I'm an adult. Like keep scrolling. Like don't watch.
Exactly.
Why take the time to leave a comment like that? It's crazy to me.
Exactly.
There's so much stuff I see on the internet, and I don't sit there and go, "Oh my god, I gotta make sure these people know how I feel about it."
You know, the banter was fun, and a lot of that stuff I brought on myself because something happens when someone turns a camera on me. I say a lot of dumb shit, you know, and then it comes back to bite me in the ass. How many manufacturers have reached out to me afterwards,
saying, Kevin,
you know, mad at me, you know, and then like it's not my fault. Then they always forgive me.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was fun. We had fun, and then we'll be doing. I would like to.
I just think it's been a really cool journey to kind of get to where we are now, and then with the new lounge and studio. I mean, it just affords us more opportunity to do other stuff, and it's not just like cigar stuff. I mean, Kevin and I both have other aspirations of things, and you know, we are doing our own, you know, like gear and stuff now to
all of our own swag.
And so you know, we are able to do some stuff for other people, and we kind of hope we can continue to do more stuff for other people. And so I don't know, there's just it's just a cool thing. What does that say? The camera made me say it.
Kevin Shahan. The camera made me say it. Yeah, I don't know. I think the camera,
like honestly, like the camera. I don't know. Sometimes when the camera does turn, it's like I don't know. I'm like a monster.
Yeah, it does flip a switch for you too.
Sometimes, yeah. But I'm also an aggressive person. I'm not going to lie. I am. I'm an intense person. And if that's just not for someone, then I'm sorry. I can't change my makeup of who I am. Like, I'm really not mean. I'd give the shirt off my back. Shit, there's times where I'm more giving than you are actually. And Kevin gets mad at me because he's like, why do you always want to give our shit away? And I'm like, because we don't need it. Like, I'd rather pay it forward and give it to people. But I'm an asshole because I yelled at Kevin. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. So that's it. That's pretty much caught up, you know, on what I know people like Jessica had mentioned the lounge. So we're just give an update on that. I'm a month away. I need the wall built between my office and the new walk-in humidor. So once that wall gets built, the AC guy comes out because he needs to drop his lines through that wall before I drywall it. So it can go outside for the mini split system, because that's the only way we can get the lines outside is going through that wall.
Yeah.
And then once that's all set up, we'll have the lounge all set up and get my new office built inside there. The third week of July, so it's the week after PCA, we have Antoine Reed on the show. And we're going to do like a PCA recap and just talk with Antoine since he's the new social media director for the PCA. Then that'll be our last show for probably 6 weeks. So I'm hoping that when we come back after that 6-week break, we'll be broadcasting from the new lounge. It won't be 100% done, but it'll be camera done.
It just like no one realized how small this space is. It's optical illusion. So all the crap that will be around us, no one will ever see.
No one will see.
Just secretly, I'm gonna out Kevin. Kevin's a little bit of a hoarder, not gonna lie. I've been living very tightly for over a year now, and I said to you yesterday, what did I say? I was like, this has got to end. This has got to end, Kevin.
You have to I'm a cigar hoarder.
Oh no, Kevin, you're a hoarder.
I am not. A hoarder.
I think if he wasn't into cigars, or having to send like packages for anything, I mean, we would live a very, very nice, clean, open space life. I can clean an area and somehow, I don't even know. I turn for a second and there it's filled. Yeah. It's like magic.
Even if it's something like she'll clean the counter where there's nothing on it, it's nice and clean. I'll set my keys in the middle of it.
It drives me.
I have a hook for my keys. I can't stand an area. I'm like, I'm just gonna put my keys here.
Yeah. So so Kevin, you are still. It doesn't matter if it's for cigars or whatever. I'm gonna call you a hoarder. You're trying to make it sound like no, you don't shit in a bottle and you don't have garbage that you're living next to. I don't mean that kind of hoarder, but you do hoard on things. You even hoard cigars. Like you won't smoke certain ones. Like you'll have them for a life and never smoke them. So that makes you a hoarder. I don't care.
You're right. I'm a collector.
And that's not a collector.
There's a difference between a hoarder and a collector.
I'm a very I like more like space and things to have a purpose and be clean, and so you're gonna live in that lounge.
It's funny that
cover yourself with all that stuff.
That my daughter Amber is the
she and I talk shit about you all the time
because she didn't have anything in her house.
No, like
she doesn't want anything.
Well, they don't they don't need the clutter, and to me that's clutter, and you can't handle I have literally been holding on to a storage unit that has Kevin stuff and Graham stuff. And Graham stuff I don't mind because he's in the military. He has no space. You are a grown-ass man. I got rid of all of my shit for your shit in a storage unit I've been paying on for 7 years. So when we empty that storage unit, and if you don't get rid of that stuff, you are a true hoarder. It is a fact. And I will out you to the world about this because there's it's got to go.
We got to do a live or empty
when I'm emptying it out, it's just going right to the donation. I'll be like, donation.
I have no idea what's in that storage
unit. I do because I've had to move it, and I've had to bring stuff there to store stuff for him. He collect. Okay, you want to use that word collector? It's a lot.
I'm a collector of things.
And I'm when he's not looking, get rid of this stuff. Somebody asked, what's the name of the lounge?
So right now it is the Drew Estate Experience Acid Lounge and Studio. So they have the naming rights on the studio currently, the lounge, this one and the new one. So
hey Mark. I guess my 5,000 cigars makes you. Yes, that makes you a hoarder too, sir.
Has Mark come seen you in Sarasota yet?
No, Mark, you haven't come to Sarasota yet. Gary and I were actually just talking about how you haven't come yet, so you have to come and see me and Gary. Gary works Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but you probably know that already.
Yeah.
So you have to come in and see us.
You need some help. Mark could come back part-time.
Mark doesn't want. I don't think Mark wants to come back.
Mark
part-time.
Never wants to come back again. He seems to be living happily.
Yeah.
What's Ron say down there?
Cigars are works of art
that can be enjoyed more than you burn them. That is
okay.
Damn
I mean,
straight.
It's fine. I'm fine. I snap every once in a while. I have a claustrophobic type of tendency. Kevin would love probably nothing but to be just covered in the cigar boxes where I couldn't breathe. I need some space. Oh, you'll be there next week.
Oh, right.
Hopefully you come on a day that I work. I'll have to get my schedule and message you so you know.
Perfect. Yeah, I get a picture. So, all right. I think we're all caught up on everything.
You sure? You don't have any more news? Cleaning house?
I don't think
he's retired.
Yes, retired. So yeah, I know. No more housekeeping to do. Everything is all kosher. That's it. So what I'll do is everybody start typing in the word cigar for our giveaway.
What is our giveaway?
I'll go get it here in a second here. And in the meantime, let's hear a word from our sponsor, Corona Cigar. All right, it's time for the Tapping Ash and Taking Names giveaway presented by Amendola Family Cigars. So we got our final prize pack. We had on the guy from Miami Cigar, Enrique Cejas. Was it Enrique or is that someone else? We had on Miami Cigar Company a month or so ago. They gave us a ton of swag to give away over the last month, 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing.
So we have a tumbler. We've got a Miami Cigar Company hat. This is a super nice hat.
It is actually.
And then
really
we got the last of the. We got 6 cigars left, so you're going to get a six pack of cigars from Miami Cigar Company. So yeah, all this great swag. So let me Let me share my screen here. Let me get my list of people that cannot win.
Oh, joy.
Get that ready here. Let me go through all my notes that we didn't get to ask tonight. Let's see, all the way down. All right, so let's share the screen.
Who can't win?
It's a big long list of people. So we got.
Oh my god.
Oh geez. So Randy Keller, Celestino Zamora, Anthony Gianna, Steve Boyd, Micah Ramsey, Tom Whittemore, JJ Trombley, and Danny Crook.
Oh, okay. I'm so squished by you.
All right.
Let's see. I can see the screen over there.
All right. So 15 entries.
Oh, I didn't know you could see. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Kerr entered. He said, I saw Kerr's name pop up. Ooh,
So,
Robert King Jr.
Robert King
Nice,
Jr.
congratulations.
So Robert, send me an email, kevin@cigarprop.com, and we'll send you out a prize pack. We'll send you out the prize pack. Make sure you're following in the show notes down below. Cigar. Oh no, we got to get to next week. Next week we've got Kamal, Kamal. I cannot pronounce his last name, and he is from the owner of Bogani Cigars. So it's a new. So it's an African cigar company. So can't wait to talk with him and find out more about these cigars. I've been reading the press releases for like a year now. So they're finally being shipped to the US and worldwide. So I'm kind of super stoked to talk with Kamal about his new venture and figure out, I don't know where he came from in the industry. So we'll find out all about that. Make sure you're following Cigar Prop, producer Jessica, Kerr Viajante of Stogie Road Cigars on all the social medias. Links are in the show notes down below, the podcast description if you're listening to this in the future. Also in the show notes are the social media links for all of our partners that make this show happen each and every week. I always say it, and I really mean it. It takes a lot of time, effort, and a lot of money to do this show each week. You know, to send out these prize packs. I mean, it's $15, $20 a week for that. You know, StreamYard, $60 a month. It's all of this. So there's a lot of financials that goes into doing these shows. So thank you to JC Newman Cigars, CigarMedics, Amendola Cigars. We are the muscle. Jake Wyatt Cigars, Illusione Cigars, deep in flavor, deep in your mind. K by Karen Berger Cigars, Corona Cigar, and of course, Drew Estate and Experience Acid. Jessica, leave us with a final thought for the night.
Kerr has way more wisdom than me.
So leave us with some cigar lounge etiquette wisdom. Gosh. So going into a cigar lounge, what are some do's and don'ts?
I think everyone will agree on this. Like, just, don't put that cigar in your mouth and then want us to cut it. I mean, that's just like, please don't. Please don't.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Yeah. Nasty. So, all right, everybody. We'll see you next week.